1 year ago, I was 16, and the Halloween spirit was coursing through our veins. My friend Leon and I were faced with a dilemma. We felt too old for the traditional trick-or-treating, but the allure of Halloween was too strong to ignore. We brainstormed several ideas, most of which were swiftly discarded. Then, in a moment of inspiration, I suggested something out of the ordinary, an exploration of the long-forgotten, eerie abandoned farm that had always piqued our curiosity. It promised to be both creepy and thrilling, the perfect Halloween adventure we had been searching for. With our hearts set on this newfound mission, Leon and I knew that our choice was clear. However, we shared the same concern: what if others had the same idea on Halloween night? To avoid potential encounters with fellow thrill-seekers, we decided to embark on our adventure on the night of the 30th, one day before the spooky festivities reached their peak. As the sun dipped below the horizon and Halloween night descended, Leon and I could hardly contain our excitement. The atmosphere was electric, and the air was filled with the promise of the unknown. We could feel the thrill building in our veins as we approached the neighborhood that housed the mysterious, eerie farm. The road seemed eerily empty, the silence only intensifying our anticipation. This was the perfect setting for a spine-tingling adventure. We parked the car by the roadside and set foot on the path leading to the farm. My previous visits to the place had only been in daylight, revealing nothing more than a vast field with a wooden barn and an unassuming single-story house. This time, however, it was different. Darkness shrouded the farm, and our flashlights barely illuminated the path ahead. Our path led us closer to the barn's outline on the left and the house further back at the end of the driveway. It was the house that drew us in, filled with an air of mystery. We felt that the barn might be empty and uninteresting in comparison. As we walked further, we reached a clearing surrounded by tall grass. It was a circular patch of dirt and short grass encircling the house. Our hearts raced with anticipation as we approached the front of the house, hoping to unveil the secrets it held within. But disappointment struck as we discovered that every window and door was sealed and covered, denying us access to whatever lay inside. Frustrated, we briefly contemplated turning back, but a newfound determination propelled us forward. As we continued on, heading towards the barn, we encountered a strange unease that settled upon us. The atmosphere grew heavier, and the suspense was palpable. The farm seemed to hold its secrets tightly, and our adventurous spirits were undeterred by the mounting unease. As we arrived at the barn, a heavy door stood wide open, inviting us inside. Our flashlights cut through the darkness, revealing the musty smell of a barn. Yet, something was amiss. Peculiar footprints crisscrossed the ground, not the sort one would expect from curious kids like us. They all led to a wooden cellar hatch, camouflaged with the floor, save for a shiny, new padlock that sealed it shut. Before we could process the strange sight before us, a sudden, bone-chilling thud shook the entire barn. Panic surged through us as we turned to see the barn door had been shut tightly behind us. Fear coursed through our veins, and adrenaline fueled our actions. Leon rushed to open it while we both scanned the barn for any sign of who or what had caused the thud. The eerie stillness was broken only by our frantic breaths, and the darkness seemed to hold secrets beyond our grasp. With our hearts pounding, we dashed through the tall grass, back to the gravel driveway, and finally, the safety of the neighborhood where our car was parked. Our Halloween adventure had provided the scare we'd yearned for, but it had taken a horrifying twist that we couldn't comprehend. As we left the farm behind, the adrenaline still coursing through our veins, we couldn't help but reflect on the wild ride we'd just experienced. It had been a Halloween adventure like no other, full of suspense, fear, and unexpected twists. We never mustered the courage to unravel the mystery behind that night, and a few months later, the house and barn were mysteriously blocked off, with no public information to explain the enigma that still haunts our memories. Sometimes, a Halloween adventure can take unexpected turns, leading us down paths we never imagined. Our encounter with the haunted farm was certainly memorable, leaving us with chilling stories to share. What truly lurked in that abandoned place on that Halloween night? The answer remains a ghostly enigma, forever etched in our memories.